We already know 5 possible models for oligopolistic markets. There were 2 models based on leadership. There were 2 models based on a simultaneous setting of the price or of the output, and there was a Swedish model. And now the last, perhaps that's not a model, it's more like the last solution. All the models mentioned before were based on competition, were based on the idea that players were actually operate in the market kind of fighting the other one. There was no space for cooperation. But in fact, this is also a possibility in oligopolistic market that both players, in case of duopoly, or a few players, in more general case of oligopolistic market, both players would choose the way of cooperation, or as we call it, monopolistic collusion. They could say, all right, any competition between the two of us is actually about having to produce a lot, and it is about accepting low prices, because if we both compete, if we both produce quite a lot, then prices would be quite low. What if we behave as if our 2 businesses were simply a monopolistic produce? What would it look like? Have a look. They both are profit motivated, so they would like to maximize the profit. And under monopoly, well, if this is demand, this is marginal revenue, this is average cost and marginal cost. We know how to find the production that should be supplied to the market, because it comes from this intersection between marginal revenue and marginal cost. So we've got QM here, we've got our price PM at which we sell, then we've got our average cost, and this rectangle made by PM, AC, QM would be our profit. Our profit, meaning the profit of the monopolistic producer. And if we are not one single company, but we are 2 companies, let's assume that we are 2 identical companies, we would simply divide the production between our both businesses, and we would also divide the profit. So if this is monopolistic profit here in the graph, and there are 2 of us instead of 1, we will divide this monopolistic profit by 2. Half goes to me, half goes to you. As simple as this. In real life, we do not have 2 identical businesses. So usually, even if this is duopoly, businesses are kind of different. So the major problem here would be how to divide the market shares so that both sides could be kind of happy. Making this monopolistic collusion would obviously mean that we will produce less, our total production would be smaller, and the prices would be higher, giving us nice economic profit. So the collusion may prove highly profitable, because if we collude, then we will decrease our output, and that allows us to charge high prices. And hence it is pretty profitable. But here is the thing. If my partner and I agree to decrease our production, to decrease our output, and due to this decrease we will get higher prices, it might be very tempting actually to me to cheat on my partner, because he could decrease his production and I wouldn't decrease mine, but our total supply to the market is actually smaller because he reduced his production, right? So if the total supply to the market is smaller, we can charge more. So the price will be higher because my partner decided to cut down on his production. I didn't cut down on anything and I enjoy higher prices. This is very tempting. Well, actually, if our initial market share was identical, let's say we had half a market each. If he decides to decrease his production, it could be even tempting to me to increase my production, right? Then if he cuts his production by half, he's got 1/4 of the market instead of half of the market. If I increase my production, then I have 3/4 of the market instead of half of the market. And the total production doesn't change, so the price is as it was. The price is as it was, but I just increased my market share from 50% to 75%, and he lost a lot of market share to me. So, cheating is very tempting. We could say any monopolistic collusion produces the temptation to cheat. If other partners of your monopolistic collusion are honest, then you cheating may gain quite a lot. It is very profitable for you to cheat if they are honest. If they are not honest, if they are also cheaters, just like you, then being a cheater becomes the matter of survival. You must cheat as they cheat, because otherwise you will be eliminated from the market. So as you can see, cheating is very tempting on both levels, if you are honest and if you are not honest, actually. If the collusion is to be kept effective, then all the players taking part in the collusion must be somehow controlled when it comes to their actions. So the others have to be able to monitor and apply some kind of effective punishment if you try to cheat. So cheating will not be possible if others can punish you for cheating. And actually, if the whole possibility of being punished is credible, then you wouldn't cheat as well. But this kind of monitoring is very difficult. And remember, it is not easy to punish the cheater, because monopolistic collusion as such is illegal. So if you make a kind of illegal agreement with other businesses that you will influence the price in the market by some agreement about quantity that you produce, what you did is illegal, and if someone cheats you with this illegal agreement, well, you cannot sue them. And this is the mechanisms that is used actually by many government institutions to prevent monopolistic collusions. Many institutions operate within the legal framework saying, all right, if you are part of monopolistic collusion, and if you come and you confess and you show other participants, they will be severely punished, but you will not. So there is a strong incentive for you, even if you are part of monopolistic collusion, to start cooperating with the government and pointing at others, because then you will not be punished. Collusion is illegal as such, but sometimes it is pretty problematic to punish the guilty parts. If you look at the OPEC, this Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, and they coordinate how much petroleum, how much crude oil is actually supplied to world markets. What is this? This is a monopolistic collusion. There's no doubt about it. Right? But OPEC is far too powerful for any single country to try and punish them for setting the agreement. We know precisely when they would meet and actually discuss how much oil should be produced in the countries belonging to OPEC. Right? If you go to the internet and you browse their website, you will find the mission of OPEC organization. You will see this is the mission that says our mission is monopolistic collusion. And as I said, they are pretty powerful, and this kind of monopolistic collusion may go unpunished in some cases. That happens. There is one thing more that we should mention about oligopolistic market, the level of innovativeness. Oligopolistic markets are quite popular in contemporary economies. There are many important sectors that operate as oligopolies. Look at car manufacturing, look at computer operating systems, look at mobile production, look at pharmaceutical industries. These are oligopolies, right? Oligopolies are kind of powerful because they allow to have high profits on one hand. They reinvest those high profits into R&D activities. Oligopolistic markets are the markets of the fastest economic progress, actually, right? When you look at how quickly new technologies are invented and implemented, these are mostly oligopolistic markets. And obviously the patent protection, the intellectual property rights that are protected, they do help oligopolies to get a decent profit from their R&D results, new technologies they develop, new product they develop. So oligopolies are really very, very important. Hence, understanding how they work may be pretty important as well. Okay, thank you very much.